Hi, my name is Lindy. I live in a van. I'm 76 years old. This month, I live in a van for the last 2 years. Please subscribe and like. That really helps me, and I would appreciate it. Thank you for watching these videos. Now, I wanted to talk to you about whether you're in a sticks and bricks, a van, a car, an RV. If you have an outage, an electric outage, you have no way of running a fan. I'm really suggesting to all of you, if you can at all afford a generator. I personally would prefer, because it's the charging is free and you don't have to buy gas, I would prefer a small solar generator. You can get a 700 watt for under $500, or a 300 watt. There's all kinds of brands. I prefer Blvd. For the money you get a lot. And also, Blvd. Has MC4 connectors, and you don't have to buy their whole setup, which is double the expense you would if you did it yourself. If you bought the solar panels yourself, I have another video coming out. I will give you a link to the solar panels. They're very inexpensive, many of them. You don't have to buy the best. The best is Renogy. That's my thought. There are other thoughts. SunPower is another one, but I digress. If you have an outage, you need to run some fans. Your house is going to get hot. Just a small area where you can stay comfortable. And a solar generator, a small generator, I prefer solar, would be the thing to have. Keep it charged up. Keep it in your house. It's not just for van dwellers. The big ones you can keep adding on as you get money, and they can run a whole house. And the panels are very inexpensive. There are many ways to get them, and I'll talk about that. I'll do more research. I'll tell you where you can get them and everything else. Let's begin with my van tour. I'm going to show you how I live. And later on, I'm going to do a video in a week or so on storage. But I have covered quite a bit of storage right now, how you can build a bed, all of that. So let's begin. Okay, so we're going to start right here in the front. We will go from the front, and then we will come in through the side door. But right now I'm going to show you just the front seat. I did take the seat out, and I have opened up the hassock. Now this is a larger hassock, and if you see right here, there's blankets, and they're covering tools and things like that, and parts for the air conditioner, which is right here. But right in here is storage. Everybody's asking me for storage. I love hassocks. I do use glass right now. Like I have extra bags of this and extra bags of that, and tins, if I can find a tin, glass, but that's storage. Now, it then becomes Marley's seat. So that's where Marley sits, and Marley has a leash that keeps her safe, and that's attached to the seatbelt. So this is just the front seat area, where quite a bit of storage, as you can see. You ask me about storage. A hassock is wonderful. You can sit on it, have people visit you. You don't have to build it out. It's already built for you. It's padded. You can make a bed out of it, put 4 together for a bigger person. I mean, it's just a really nice thing to have, and I have 2 of them. And this is the air conditioner. And then we will go, as you can see, we're going to start going to the back. I did forget one thing in the front. When I'm sitting, it's usually cooler in the front than it is in the back, unless I have the air conditioner on. And we spray each other. Well, we don't spray each other. I spray Marley and myself with water every 5 or 10 minutes, and we have a clip-on Artic fan. Now, I would just get a regular Artic fan, clip-on fan, because this one you can put a little ice in it, but very little, and it lasts it just doesn't last that long giving you cool air. But it works just fine. It's USB, and I'll put a link. I'll put a link in the description. All my links are going to be in the description. Okay? So the first thing you see, it's hot. It's 104, I think, right now. So I'm going to be in the sun a very short time. Is my door open, and I keep my shoes and all kinds of miscellaneous in here. This is one of those drawers that slides horizontal, and I just turned it the other way onto the metal, and then I put a basket in it that I get at the dollar store. And then here is my crocheted curtain for privacy, and you'll see 2 baskets here I get at the dollar store, and I keep all kinds of things in there, like one's for Marley and one's for YouTube, where I write all my ideas down and other things, you know. So, and then behind this curtain, you're going to see, I'm keeping Marley behind over there. You're going to see a 3-gallon water tub. So over here, you're going to see, this is 1.5 gallons water. I have a can crusher, collapsible buckets, and Marley's food right there. And there's another collapsible water dish for animals, plus my cane. When you look in here, and I'm going to pull this out, and Marley will come running out. We're going to put it right there. You see I have a toilet and 2 drawers. These are very tall drawers, very thin. They're made for laundry. I got them at an estate sale. And here is a 4-drawer file cabinet. It's 1 inch from the top of the van, and I got it in there all by myself. So let's go inside the van. Now I'm going to show you what it looks like from the front. I'm sitting in the driver's seat. Another 2-drawer file cabinet. Now you want to talk about storage. I picked this up at a thrift store for $6.50, and the big one for $10. And then you can see that I have my Blvd 2000. I have storage crates. On the other side behind the toilet is more storage. And you'll see I have some clothing hanging up. And you'll see the microwave in the back, but we'll do a closer view of this. So give me a minute. Now, I am sitting on my bed. So I have a 1940s lamp. I have my air fryer, of course. My paper towels. That's on a magnetic paper towel. That 2 pieces, and they just hook up. I got that years ago. My Japanese thermos, glass thermos, and reading glass. They're not reading glasses, they're magnifiers. And this I got for $3.50 at the thrift store. I have all kinds of kitchenware in there. Then you're going to see these bins. Those were some of the first things I bought 2 years ago. Before I even moved in here, I was using them. And I put fresh vegetables and fruit inside there, as well as some extra sauces. The other thing you're going to see, this is the wheel well, and I built a box over the wheel well. Right here is my refrigerator, 12 volt. And right beside it, I just picked this up this morning because I have Artic Airs. They use a lot of ice. I normally buy 8 pounds. I bought 16 of ice. I had no place to put it. So I can normally get 8 pounds in here with the food, but I got a small one at Walmart. You can get them anywhere. And for my excess ice, because I'm going to be using it. And then back in here is more storage, silverware. But over in here, I have a table. You can see that. The microwave's sitting on it. Let me get the clothes out of the way. The microwave's sitting on it. I have a small table I picked up somewhere at a thrift store, and 3 small wooden crates, and I put lots of food in there in glass jars and some other storage. Back in here, this all messed up. Marley was there. Right back in here is another one of those hassocks full of storage, and my feet fit in there at night because I have a crib mattress. Then you've got clothing hanging on the back bar. It's an extension bar. Now, let's look at the kitchen area. I actually have four Artic Airs. I just picked this one up this morning because it's bigger. This is a small one. I have two of these from last year that I bought last year that I used all last year. I do love these. They are not air conditioners. I keep ice in them. They use a lot of ice. And you can take the filters out, put them in the freezer, and use those. I don't. I use, I will load up, you'll see some ice on the top. And if I can close it, I will, which I can. And as that melts, that cold water goes down that filter, or sponge-like filter, into the water. And the water comes through the sponge, and it cools it. Now there's mist coming out two different places, right here and here. And there's mist coming out of this one as well. And the one up front, the clip one I showed you, that one is UBS, and it is not electrical. This one was UBS. This is the first year they have one that is not UBS, it's electrical. They use very tiny watts. Not much at all. You can use on the 300. If that's all you've got, it's a 300. You can run these, your lights. As long as they're small watts, you can run them for hours and hours. So this is a really good item. I will have a link for these. Well, I'm going to have a link for Artic Air. You can pick whatever kind you want. But I will tell you these work. These do help with the heat in here. Are they fabulous? They are for what they do. I do keep my doors open because there's no way I can get the heat out of here. Why do I have so much heat in here? Well, not only does it come through the metal, but a lot of heat comes out of the solar generators. A lot of heat. I'm shocked by how much heat comes out. As well as the refrigerator has a motor. Heat comes out of that motor as well. So down here you're going to see, I'm going to shove this aside a little bit. You're going to see I have another solar generator. This was one of the first I got. This one my son gifted to me last Christmas because he knew I wanted more solar. This one runs everything except for the microwave, even the air fryer. And this one is what they call the 1500. It's 1500 watt surge, 1000 watt usage. So anything under 1000 watts can be used on it. If the surge is over 1500, it won't start it. And down here, I have a little shelf unit. I don't know if you can see it. It's right here, standing on a bench. Thrift store items. This came from the thrift store for $3. This bench I have had for 30, 40 years. My stove fits on it, and underneath all the pots and pans. And here are 3 small crates, wooden crates, which I'm going to eventually paint. And they all have all my spices. Here I have a cutting board, and I also cook on this. And this is just a little stool, these are my instructions, a little stool that I bolted onto the bench. Because this bench is, if you saw how it was made, you'd know it's a very, very old bench. So, behind here are more of these open, you stick your hand in. I really like those instead of trying to lift things out all the time. And I love the hassocks for storage. Underneath my bed, which is right here, guys, underneath my bed are plastic totes. They have big holes in them. Not totes, crates. And you can get those anywhere. They're pretty cheap, and I have food in those. And there's other room in the bed underneath the bed where I have glass jars. I have several things. And when we go to the side here, there's storage back here. There's that toilet. I have 2 drawers and 3 different holding units right down here. They're see-through plastic. They don't have any condensation. My toothbrush, everything, I can just reach down. And then when I have my reflectors, they're right here. So I can use those for the windows, for the front windows. Then you're going to see I have all kinds of insulation, just so you know. But there's all the wiring coming in, and we will be discussing solar again. Because some people disagree with what I'm saying, but I think what I'm trying to do is tell you as much of the truth and what I'm living through. Because right now, it says 103. Honestly, guys, with these two running on me directly, I don't feel it. I just think there's something wrong with that thermometer, to be honest with you. But this came from a thrift store. I think it was $4 or $5. You know, so you can tell I shop at thrift stores a lot. I'm just showing you a little bit here, and I'll continue. So as you can see, this is the back of the van. So let's head up. There's quite a bit of storage in both doors. This is the hassock, tons of storage. To the side, I have more storage. There's more room here, and behind the hassock, there's more room. Here is that table. It has a shelf, and I have a larger tote. Sorry. Back here, that's full of stuff. It's drinks and stuff like that. Marley's food, and I have an air 12-volt digital dual flow inflator for my tires, just in case. So this is the back. And in these fans, at least mine, you're going to find huge pockets, all kinds of storage. So I keep all kinds of storage in here as well. Both sides have this kind of storage. It's really great. Now my hair is going to look a mess, sorry. I keep it wet, I keep it sprayed, and the breezes come through. Now I do keep my doors open for the breezes, but also I want to make a correction. I kept saying UBS, it's USB. I don't know where I was coming from. USB. That's what I was trying to say on the Artic Airs. However, the newest Artic Air is not USB, it is electrical. The ones last year and the year before, I bought them every year for the last 2 years. This is my 3rd year in the heat. And they were all USB. But this one, I'm not sure if people had trouble with them or not. I will tell you, the USB cord on one of them, a reason I don't have it working is it doesn't work. The machine works on this cord, but it doesn't work on its other. I don't know what's going on. So I don't know if they had a lot of problems and they switched it to electrical from USB. But the big one is not USB. It is electrical. It still has very few watts. It still will run on your 300. I've been using it for like 3 hours. I like it. Marley can lay on the bed, even though it says 103. Marley and I can sit on that bed, and we are comfortable. She does not pant on that bed. She has lots of water. I spray her, like I said, every 5 or 10 minutes with water. Her and me both, I just spray. I just keep us kind of wet because we have to be able to deal with the heat. Now, I don't go in the direct sunlight because I'm seeming that I'm starting to have heat strokes. So, not when it's this hot, I don't go in the direct sunlight, even with a hat on. So we have to stay in the shade at this point. That was one correction I wanted to make. I also want to thank you for watching this video. I have another video coming out. I've got a live on Tuesday. This is coming out on Tuesday morning, and Tuesday night, July the 4th, I'm doing a live. I was almost going to cancel it, and I decided I do lives on every Tuesday, so I should do it whether I have anybody show up or not. And I can talk. You know I can talk. I got the gift of gab, so I can talk to myself and do my live. So I will see you. Please watch, but thank you so much for subscribing. You guys have made a tremendous difference in my life, in my revenue from YouTube. Just subscribing, watching, commenting, liking. This makes a huge difference. If you can watch one ad, maybe 2 through, it really, really makes a huge difference in my income on YouTube. So I thank you very much for that. I'm not asking for anything else other than you subscribe and watch. If you do something else, I'm very grateful and I appreciate it. But I'm not asking that. I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching Camo.